Everyone loves adventure, but Alaskans always take it too far. Great examples are landing bush planes on gravel bars and mountainsides, getting between a cow moose and her calf, jogging on grizzly bear trails, ice cliff climbing, walking across quicksand mudflats, skydiving into trees, surfboarding on 10-foot high bore tides, and sailboarding in 50-knot winds. I named my YouTube channel Tom Roan's Alaska Survival for good reasons. Anchorage, which holds half the state's population, has an average age of 34. Unfortunately, it's pretty clear its residents don't plan on living very long, or else they wouldn't take so many chances. Show an Alaskan a good way to die, and he or she will get right on it, and it's amazing the risks people take. The city is circled on three sides by 40-foot tidewater, the color of coffee and cream, with Turnagain Arm on its south side, roaring with 10-foot walls of icy salt water, rolling eastbound at 15 miles an hour, which are called bore tides. Fearless Alaskans pull on their wetsuits because the freezing water will kill them in a matter of minutes. Then they paddle out in front of this long white-capped wave and ride it for miles. Taking into consideration the shorelines are dangerous quicksand, this makes for an extreme challenge that few people dare take. Another favorite on Turnagain Arm is windsurfing the warp-speed winds that come off the glacier on its east end. By late afternoon, the surface air has cooled enough to start its downhill windstorm towards Anchorage. By the time it gets to the international airport in Lake Hood, where I sold bush planes and helicopters for so long, it's blowing 60 and gotten so turbulent that only the best bush pilots dare fly. Nevertheless, townspeople hop onto their sailboards and race up and down the tidewater southeast of the city, and it's a remarkable sight because they fly along so fast, doing their freestyle flips and loops. Fire Island lays 3 miles from Anchorage's Kincaid Park, with a big mudflat in between when there's a low tide. Get the tide tables wrong, and you're caught with 40 feet of Cook Inlet seawater drowning you. Alaskans think it's a rite of passage to hike over to the island and back before the tidewater comes in again. The trick is to leave the park and follow the tide out, which leaves behind dirt-hard mudflats. But try returning when the tide is coming in means certain death. The rising tidewater saturates the mudflat without you knowing it and turns everything into quicksand that's impossible to escape. More than one person has gotten permanently stuck and then torn into 2 pieces by a helicopter trying to get him or her pulled out before he or she drowns. Others have been given long air hoses and wished good luck in their afterlife because there's no chance of survival or even finding their dead bodies. Wintertime brings big icebergs frozen in place on the east end of Turnagain Arm. Anchorage ice climbers test their precision, speed, and teamwork to summit vertical surfaces as fast as possible. Of course, this is an outdoor sport with the payoff of a long ambulance ride back to the city if you make just one mistake, but that never seems to stop anyone. Ice climbing is big in Alaska, and the scarier the better. Another popular hazardous sport is skydiving, except Anchorage is all mountain wilderness right outside town without many safe landing spots. Jumpers commonly crash into thick alderbrush, mountaintops, and tall trees, leaving themselves banged up and bleeding, but that never seems to slow them down. Stitched-up cuts are considered badges of honor. Part 2 will tell you more about Alaska's death wish daredevils. Strangely, there's something about the last frontier that makes people think they can't get killed. Please subscribe, click like, and watch for Part 2.